Good afternoon and welcome everybody to the University of the West of Scotland graduation event here in the Paisley Town Hall, site of many famous events in the past, and this afternoon for our graduates it's your event, so welcome to this graduation ceremony. I hope family and friends and graduates have a lovely time. Please don't be too nervous when you come up here. This is the end of the journey, not the start. There's no need to be nervous or concerned, so please come up here and enjoy your time. I declare this ceremony for the Award of Academic Distinctions in session.
Vice-Chancellor, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, but most importantly graduates, the UWS class of 2017. My name is Paul Martin, and it's my pleasure as Deputy Principal of the University to warmly welcome everyone to this beautiful venue to join in the celebrations of this graduation ceremony. Graduation is one of the most important days in the university calendar, but it's also a really important day in your lives, and I'm delighted to see so many people here to share this occasion with you. Students are the lifeblood of our university, and it's a privilege and an honour for my colleagues and I to share this day with you and with your families and friends. Happily, you will not be aware of the enormous effort that goes into making this day happen. However, behind the scenes is a small army of university staff who have worked to ensure this is a superb day for you and your families and friends. Christine Mackay, our Head of Student Administration, and a key figure in the graduation arrangements, will be leaving UWS after over 20 years with us, making this her last graduation ceremony. Most of that time with us is involved in ensuring that UWS student experience is second to none. We wish Christine all the very best and thank her for her hard work and the cheeky smile over these years. Where is she? So as you reflect on this day, recall all the great things you've done. Remember the support you've had from your family and friends, who today will be immensely proud of you. You can't imagine the relief they are experiencing right now as a result of you successfully completing your studies. Speaking firsthand, and I've got two boys who have been to university, speaking firsthand, now is probably a fantastic time to ask them for money. Now, normally at these events, folk like myself are given a script that we are required to adhere to and read to you as part of the ceremony. But Christine isn't the only one that's retiring from the university. As Deputy Principal, I will retire from the university in the early part of next year. Now, I know some at the front here are shocked at the tender years that somebody could retire at, and I would accept that as an observation. The light does me well, I think, in that sense. But I wanted, therefore, just to go off script. Now, this isn't the first time I've done that. I tend to just do what I like anyway. It's one of the privileges of being the Deputy Principal. Only the boss can actually give you a row, and you can blame other people. So I'm going to go off script because this is my last graduation speech here at the University of the West of Scotland. And I wanted to reflect with you, particularly the graduates, about my life journey and play some messages into you. And my apologies to some of my colleagues who have heard this before, but as I've explained to them, I might be busy in my job, but I actually only have one life. So I can only tell one story if I tell you the story of my life. So I started my career 40 years ago, and I started my career as a nurse, a nursing auxiliary at the age of 17. And 40 years on, I continue as a nurse in different roles throughout that 40-year career. Yes, but primarily and fundamentally, I continue as a nurse at my heart. That will always be at my heart. So at 17, started as a nursing auxiliary, did my adult nurse training, moved on to do midwifery. I was one of the first men in Scotland to do midwifery, and the first in the west coast of Scotland to qualify as a midwife and then work in the labour ward and neonatal intensive care. I then moved on to be a public health nurse, and I actually did my postgraduate qualification in what was at that time Paisley University. I moved, and again in that kind of situation, you either did clinical nursing and academia, or you moved into management, and I moved into management. I became the executive nurse director through time here in Renfrewshire and Inverclyde for nursing, midwifery and allied health professions. And I moved then to become chief executive of NHS Highland and NHS Orkney, and I was the first clinical nurse director to move into a chief executive post for 10 years in Scotland. After that, I became the chief nursing officer for Scotland, which is the most senior nurse in the country. And I was the first man to take that job, and I was the youngest ever to be in that role. And at the same time, I became the director for health workforce, the health workforce in Scotland, and the NHS being about 130,000 employees. In 2009, I came here to UWS as the executive dean, and then moved to be the vice principal for international and the deputy principal. I was offered and awarded an honorary doctorate at the University of the West of Scotland in 2007 for services to nursing and the well-being of the people of Scotland. And in the Queen's New Year's Honours in 2017, I was awarded a Commander of the British Empire for services to healthcare and to education. Now, I don't tell you that story because that makes me anything special or different. I tell you that story because I am you, I was you, and you can also achieve what I've achieved in my career. Did I think at the age of 17 I would be the most senior nurse in the country? Absolutely not. Did I ever imagine that I would be made by the Queen a Commander of the British Empire, which I have to say chuffed my mother to bits, but no, I did not. Right? When I became chief executive in NHS Highland, I received a phone call from the chief executive of the NHS in Scotland saying that there is some trouble in NHS Orkney, and we'd like you to go and be the chief executive of NHS Orkney, whilst at the same time being the chief executive of NHS Highland, and we want you to sort out NHS Orkney. And that was fine. I was young, thought that'd be a good career move, particularly when they say to you, the minister has asked that you go and do this. Right? Now I'll come on to talking about change in a moment, because you grab the opportunity, and that opportunity creates a reputation around you and your abilities that opens doors for you in the future. Creating allies throughout your career journey is hugely, hugely important. Avoiding creating enemies is equally important. So, when we come to UWS, and why I have remained at UWS for 9 years, I've remained at UWS for 9 years because I refer to this organisation as an organisation with a soul. I firmly believe that UWS is committed to creating opportunities for people that if we were not here, they would not have access to. Widening access, which you've read about in the papers, heard on the television over the last few weeks and months, is not something new to University of the West of Scotland. It is what we do, it is in our DNA. We achieve success with you in different ways, in different routes, with different partners, to different employers, way better than any other university in Scotland. Our corporate motto is dream, believe, achieve. It's captured in our corporate strategy. We recognise that for some, higher education continues to be a dream, I was first in my family to go to university. We still, in 2017, in Scotland, have students who come to UWS who are first in family to come to higher education. So that dream, that ability to flexibly access at different points in your life, at different points in your career, at different points in your age profile, that dream is something that we help to deliver. That creates a belief in you, not just in terms of delivering and achieving your degree, which you'll collect today, and that's a huge achievement. Not just in that, but it creates a belief in you and in society that we can be different, we can be better, we can individually and collectively contribute to enhancing this country that we should all be immensely proud of. And in achieving your degree, you're putting a marker down to employers that says, this is what I can do, but it's only the tip of the iceberg of what I can do. I can achieve way, way more. But this bit of paper, this degree, is an example of the hard work that I've put in and the achievements that that's secured for me. So I wanted just to summarise some of those pearls of wisdom, if you like. I'm old enough, given that I'm retired, I think, for you perhaps to listen to what I've got to say. It would be a first. My wife doesn't, my kids don't, my colleagues don't, but you're a captive audience, so I'll give you my pearls of wisdom. I think that there is now more than ever, a need to be culturally aware, to embrace diversity, to connect beyond the boundaries of where you currently are, to be that global citizen that embraces difference, encourages creativity, and respects the beliefs and values of others. This will enrich your life, not constrain it. In Scotland, we pride ourselves in being a tolerant, multicultural society. This richness of experience of different ways to think about things and approach problems makes us the country we are today and will become tomorrow. Change is constant. Do not fear it. This means that if you want to grow as individuals, if we want to develop as a society, if we want to make the world a better place, then things including what we do, how we do them, and the contribution we individually and collectively make needs to be different. We need to look to the bigger picture. We need to build different solutions, services, products, markets, and yes, different outlooks on life. Change will be one of the constant things in your life. Learn to embrace it with optimism and without fear, and it might just end up being fun. So, finally, respect one another, be honest and trustworthy, act with integrity, have some fun, laugh, and yes, if need be, cry, and you won't go far wrong. But most importantly of all, for the sake of generations to come, individually and collectively, please dare to be different. Thank you very much.
Vice-Chancellor, on behalf of the School of Engineering and Computing, I present to you for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy with a thesis entitled Custom IP Cores for Robust Data Analysis and Pattern Recognition Algorithms, Amin A.C. Ali. And with a thesis entitled An Empirical Study for Enhanced Information Retrieval and Management Techniques, Michelle Maria Alcatani. And with a thesis entitled An Investigation into the Perceptual Adaptation to Spatialized Multi-Source Acoustic Environments in Normal Hearing and Hearing Impaired Listeners, Sophie Lenchi Hershey Aslau. And with a thesis entitled Efficient Quality of Experience-Informed Schemes for Dynamic Adaptive Video Streaming, Ihani Kaleb Irandi. And with a thesis entitled Gamification of a Business Intelligence Tool, an Evaluation of User Engagement, Stephen William Miller. And with a thesis entitled The Effect of RF Sputtering Conditions on the Electrochemical Stability and Functional Properties of Chromium Nitride Thin Films, Saeed Ur-Rahman. And with a thesis entitled Enhanced Methane Production from Mixed Waste Organic Materials, Cristina Rodriguez. And for the degree of Master of Science, Advanced Computer Systems Development, Ali Franz Khan. Janaki Lakshmi Narayan. Craig John McDowell. For the degree of Master of Science, Civil Engineering with Distinction, and winner of the Court Medal, Peter Henry Walker. And for the degree of Master of Science, Civil Engineering with Distinction, the following students: Amy Catherine Fraser, David George Morrison, Nicholas Turner. And for the degree of Master of Science, Civil Engineering, Lee Armour. Andrew James Bell. Max Betch. Hannah Margaret Simpson. Veronica Eva Tomolewska. For the degree of Master of Science, Information Technology with distinction, the following students: Stuart Colin Bain, Caitlin Colette Buchan, and for the degree of Master of Science, Mechanical Engineering, Benjamin Florine Pufau. And for the degree of Master of Science, Mobile Web Development with distinction, June McPake. And for the degree of Master of Science, Smart Networks with distinction, and winner of the Court Medal, Nilupu Anuradha Junathilaki. And for the degree of Master of Science, Smart Networks, Madlina Pavlova. And for the postgraduate diploma in civil engineering, Liam Mooney. And for the postgraduate diploma in information technology with distinction, Stuart John Finney. And for the postgraduate diploma in information technology, Tanya Helena Piavatinta. And for the postgraduate diploma in mechanical engineering, Hili Angelica Kilupi Abor. And for the postgraduate diploma in Smart Networks with distinction, Joao Mario Neto. And for the degree of Bachelor of Engineering, Chemical Engineering with honours, Madi Adijan Mola. Hazim Rayed Al-Dahari. Christopher John Cochran. And for the degree of Bachelor of Engineering, Civil Engineering with honours, Louis Dorrance. Lewis Stevenson Kane. And for the degree of Bachelor of Engineering, Mechanical Engineering with honours, Liam Martin Hopkins. Willem Torno. degree of Bachelor of Science, Business Technology, Sandwich Award with honours, Marie Larkin. For the degree of Bachelor of Science, Business Technology with honours, Zanis Timsan. For the degree of Bachelor of Science, Computer-Aided Design with honours, Sydney Offit. The degree of Bachelor of Science, Computer Games Development with honours, Struan James Adamson McGee. Greg David Nicol Muffet. Scott Wilkinson. And for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Computer Games Technology with First Class Honours and winner of the Court Medal, Constantine Toda. And for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Computer Games Technology with honours, Christopher Young. And for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Computer Networking with honours, Ramzan Ahmed. Aziz Husseini. Obabayo Lukosi Oluwapo Milo Lu. And for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Computing Science with honours, Danielle Gabrielle Bain. Liam Robertson Hope. And for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Information Technology with honours, Mohammed Ali Bati. Jordan Michael Curtis. Sean Lee James Smith. And for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Music Technology with honours, Sean Alexander. Darren Duncan Hutton. And for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Physics with honours, Neil James George McEwen. And for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Web and Mobile Development with honours, Robert James Houston. Richard Manson. Craig Thomas Wilson. And for the degree of Bachelor of Engineering, Aircraft Engineering with distinction and winner of the Court Medal, Alan Thomas Lamb. And for the degree of Bachelor of Engineering, Aircraft Engineering with distinction, the following students: Scott Broughton, Stephen Burton, and for the degree of Bachelor of Engineering, Aircraft Engineering, Victoria Budgeon, Homer Bundalayan, Dominic John Haggerty, and for the degree of Bachelor of Engineering, Mechanical Engineering, Craig Borland, and for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Business Technology, Fraser Lockhead, and for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Chemical Engineering, Zayan Sohail, and for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Computer-Aided Design with distinction, Matthew Alexander McDonald Spaulding, and for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Computer Animation with distinction, Heather Ann Brennan, and for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Computer Animation, Samina Ali, and for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Computer Games Technology with distinction and winner of the Court Medal, Matteo Marcuso, and for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Computer Games Technology, Grant Alexander Cameron, Mark Horsham, Paul James Young, and for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Computer Networking, Isaac Nzunlengi Daly, Abu Bakr Abdulaziz Hussain, Emilia Young, James John Macklin Gill, Rana Umar Sharif, Marco Vittorio Vizar, and for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Computing Science with distinction, Nicholas Carr, and for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Computing Science, Andrew Miller, Mohammed Rino Mohammed Rifa, And for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Information Technology, Brian George Kokoza, Alan Glenn Dixon, Lauren Alexander Ellis, Alexander James Ewing, David Peake, Harinder Paul Singh Sond, and for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Music Technology with distinction, Roberta Marino, and for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Music Technology, Aidan Christopher McGregor, Jonathan Purdy, Matthew Charles Turner, and for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Web and Mobile Development, Danielle Angela Buchanan, Andrea Castellino, and finally, Lewis Alexander Morton.
Vice-Chancellor, on behalf of the School of Science and Sport, I present to you for the degree of Master of Science Project Management with distinction and winner of the Court Medal, Jennifer Hazel Corcoran. And for the degree of Master of Science Project Management, Brian Fergus Ferguson. Ernest Njikata Muthunzi. And for the degree of Master of Science Quality Management with distinction and winner of the Court. And for the degree of Master of Science Quality Management with distinction and winner of the Court Medal, Caroline Rooney. And for the degree of Master of Science Quality Management with distinction, the following students: Colin Douglas Smith, Stephen Craig Warner, and for the degree of Master of Science Waste and Resource Management with distinction and winner of the Court Medal and the Chartered Institute of Waste Management's prizes, James Peter McCathry. And for the degree of Master of Science, Waste and Resource Management, Favour Nananya Abini. Melanie Sulia Edib. And for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Applied Bioscience with Honours, Josephine Ananjiti Abu Rarobi. Pamela Bell. And for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Applied Bioscience and Zoology with Honours, Ariadne Narciso Marin. And for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Biomedical Science with First Class Honours, the following students: Lindsay Mary Bowles, Gemma Louise Collins, and for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Biomedical Science with Honours, Angela Ashraf. Abdul Kareem Mohammed Omar Bashir. Kerr William McLean Fleming. Daniel Jacob Gurney. Zainab Ahmed Ibrahim. Henna Khan. Adam Kengui. Andrew Craig Scott.